Yes, all right. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Kosi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kosi. This is the Transfer Center. A lot of transfer news around Arsenal, and of course, other stories that are not related to transfers but still related to Arsenal. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang helping Gabon to win their AFCON qualifiers. Emile Smith Rowe is lined up for a new contract. Mikel Oyazarbal could be the new number 10 Arsenal will be looking at, other than Martin Odegaard, as well as we've been linked with Mislav Osik, the man that actually dumped Tottenham Hotspur out of the Europa League. So smash the like button. We are going to be discussing those stories and more, and much more. The main interesting story for me in this one is Emile Smith Rowe's contract. I'm going to talk about him, and of course the possibility that we could actually sign another number 10 other than Martin Odegaard, whom Real Madrid actually think they will not actually be selling in the summer. So let us get the party started. And I want to start with Emile Smith Rowe's new contract. Now, Fabrizio Romano did talk about it yesterday. Charles Was did talk about it yesterday, and many journalists are talking about it. That Arsenal want to actually extend Smith Rowe's contract by another 3 years. He's been brilliant this season. He's been so good. I think he's one of those Arsenal players that have actually improved a lot and helped us actually improve in this season. The creativity he adds that side, the ability to move that ball forward, and if you look at him as a player, what he adds to Arsenal is so different from what other players offer, and that's why I think that's the reason as why Mikel Arteta insists on playing him, despite the fact that he's not on the same level as Martin Odegaard, but he gets him somewhere to play football. I think that's the reason. So I think every Arsenal fan is going to agree with me, and all of us are going to agree he needs a new contract. We need to give him a new contract. He needs to sign a new contract. You need to tie him down to a longer contract, because you never know. Clubs are watching. Probably City could come and say we are interested in him, and they splash the money on your table, and he has 1 year left on his contract. What do you do in such a situation? So I think he's one of the players that need a new contract. And of course, yesterday Charles was saying that in the summer, one of the things Edu has to do is decide who gets a new contract, who doesn't get a new contract. And I think if Rob Holding got a new contract at Arsenal, then Smith Rowe should be getting a new contract. With all the uncertainty around Martin Odegaard, then you think Smith Rowe could be the number 10 we could be using before we get in another number 10. And I think he has played well this season. He's played very well in that number 10 role. He's created a couple of chances. But for me, one of the things I love about him is his ability to link up play with the strikers and those players actually, on the wings. I think it's good. I think it's good. He just needs a new contract, and I think he deserves it. He's one of those players that will get a contract, and I think I'll say he deserves it. Now, the other thing that is very important today is we've been linked with another number 10 after Real Madrid saying they are not sure. They are not sure they will let Martin Odegaard go. And look, it would be crazy for them to let Martin Odegaard go. They need a number 10. They need, they need that creativity. They need a complete squad overall as Real Madrid. But there's some players that you think Madrid should hold on to, and that's Martin Odegaard. I think he might stay at Real Madrid, if I'm gonna be honest. And not lie to you, because you're my fans and you're my followers. I don't want to lie. I think Real Madrid will want to retain the signature of Martin Odegaard. They might actually want to tie him down to a longer contract, or actually they might want to extend his contract and sell him at a very high price. So, but I think he might not actually play for us next season. So we've been linked with Mikel Oyazarbal, one of those Spanish players. I support Spain, by the way, if you didn't know, and I'm going to support Spain in the Euros. Yesterday I was looking at our game, and we were playing really awful football, very, very disappointing football. But Oyazarbal is one of those players that are really, really entertaining to watch, in Spain. And I think he has the creativity, he has the game control, he has the attributes you would want in a number 10. He's more like a Martin Odegaard kind of player. But the only problem is how would he adapt to the Premier League? Would he even adapt to the Premier League? Is he that good for the Premier League? Can he play on or top level football? There's so many questions about him, but we've been linked with him. The only interesting thing that is he has a release clause of around £65 million. And with release clauses, if a team says you have to trigger that release clause, then you must trigger that release clause. I don't know whether Arsenal are ready to to trigger his release clause, but that is there, and I don't want to spend much time on it. If we can get Mikel Oyazarbal, good. But I think the first priority for Arsenal, like Fabrizio Romano said, is going to be retaining Martin Odegaard. We've also been linked with Mislav Osic, a winger from Dinamo Zagreb, and of course he's the man who scored a hat-trick that actually put Tottenham Hotspur and Jose Mourinho out of the Europa League. I don't know whether we are linked with this guy because he actually terminated the run of Spurs in the Europa League, and they're our rivals, or we are actually interested, because I don't see why we are interested in Mislav Osic. He's a winger. We have enough wingers. We have Pepe, we have Willian, we have Saka. Martinelli can play as a winger as well. We have 4 wingers who cannot actually play at the same time. I don't see Arsenal going for a winger, but he's a good player actually. He's very, very talented. That show he showed us against Spurs, you want to buy him. You want your club to go for him, but you cannot. We can't buy everything in the summer. And I'll be disappointed if Arsenal go for a winger in the summer. I'll be very, very disappointed. Our pressing issues are a right back, a central attacking midfielder, and a striker. I think those are our pressing issues at hand. We also need to get a backup left back and a backup goalkeeper on a permanent basis. That's what we should be looking at in the summer. So the Mislav Osic, links, yeah, they make sense because he battered Spurs, and he made them look like kids, and we are Arsenal, so Arsenal, the rivalry with Spurs, they make sense, but not really, not so much. I don't think we need to go for a winger in the summer. And then Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang had a very good performance for Gabon. He's only going to play for them one game, and he helped them to actually win. I think he needs to get his goal-scoring boots back. I think he needs to get his form in line. He might be that that kind of player that many Arsenal fans are disappointed with, and that only shows in the poll we did on YouTube. Was it yesterday, but one, where you guys voted for Gabriel Martinelli to be our striker next season. But I still think Aubameyang is our lead goal-getter. If he gets back on form next season, we shall not see many Arsenal fans disappointed with him. So I think the disappointment is only for the fact that he's not scoring goals. But apart from that, he is our best goal scorer. We can't actually let him go. So I think those are the 4 stories pressing right now. I'll come back with I need to do a video about Bissouma. Someone asked me to do a video about the best partner for Thomas Partey, and I'm going to do 5 players who could actually partner Thomas Partey. And then we will choose one who I think should be someone who is very, very technical, and I'll try to handle that, in a technical way. So those are the 4 stories. Mislav Osic linked with Arsenal, probably Dinamo Zagreb, probably something to just make Arsenal fans kept busy. Martin Odegaard replacement in Mikel Oyazarbal. I love the man, but the £65 million could be problematic. I would rather go for a player like Danny Olmo, something like that. Then Smith Rowe's new contract, that's the biggest story, and I think he deserves it. And then Aubameyang's, helping Gabon. He must be flying back to England because, like I said, he was meant to play only one game for Gabon, so he must be flying back. So we expect him to come back as soon as possible. Other than that, there is nothing more. I'll be back with the rest of the programs as they are scheduled in the day.